Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's 4 a.m. on a double threshold day, and today I'm going to be walking you through everything that I eat, a day of eating, if you will. A lot of people have requested this video in the past, so I thought what better day to do that than a double threshold day. And the first thing we're going to be getting going this morning is we're actually going to be eating an oatmeal square. Talked about this many times before. I've alternated between oatmeal squares, granola bars, bananas, just something to get in my stomach before the morning session. I don't eat breakfast before my morning workouts, so this is going to supplement in some carbs and get, just a little bit of that, early morning hunger out of the way. We'll obviously be drinking carb mix during the workout itself, but it is very important to eat something before the workout. And like I said earlier, carb mix for today is going to be one packet of Morton 160, which is about 39 grams of carbs, and then we're going to do a full scoop of the feed carb mix, which is just basically like a booster for the way I use it, and that's also going to be another 30 grams of carbs, so somewhere around 70 grams of carbs in total.
And just like that, workout number one complete. I didn't quite get through all my carbs. I think we have around maybe 10 grams of carbs left. So 60 grams of carbs for 7 miles of work. Not bad, definitely a step in the right direction. Though, granted, it would be nice to get all these down. It's just a little hard because I was running at a bit of a slower pace. The harder you work, the more easy it's gonna be to put calories down. So just something to work towards in the future. And now we need to start the recovery process. Okay, so for post-workout, we're gonna have a protein shake. Today we're doing the SIS Beta Recovery, 30 grams of carbs mixed with some other stuff, 1-to-1 dual source carb ratio, 90 minutes endurance exercise. This is the good stuff right here. Alrighty, it's about an hour later, right around 9:30. We're gonna be making breakfast. As always, I do an egg sandwich for breakfast in the morning on double threshold days. Egg sandwich for breakfast and oatmeal for lunch, for whatever reason, works really well for me. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, of course. And I would have preferred to eat breakfast a little bit earlier than I am now, but unfortunately, with how the morning turned out, it just took a little bit longer to get ready, and my stomach was feeling a little bit worse. One of the hard things about having a sensitive stomach, as I do, is the fact that it takes me a while to get ready to eat something, which is why, protein shakes are really important because it gets in protein and carbs right after a workout, which is necessary to really get the recovery process going. On the other hand, though, it takes me a while to consume that and then be hungry again in order to eat breakfast. So it's just one of those things that you got to be careful with. I don't want to get sick trying to eat too fast, so here we are. And so in the end, for breakfast, we end up with 4 pieces of bread, 3 eggs, 2 slices of cheese, some ketchup, salt, pepper, a 0 sugar Powerade, which is going to provide me with some sodium, also help with some vitamins and whatnot, just to obviously implement more into the system. It's easier to drink than it is to eat stuff. So this will help to be on the side. I'll work on this throughout the day, and hopefully this will be a pretty solid start. We'll have some more food, kind of around lunchtime, a little before I start the second workout, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. First things first though, time for breakfast.
It's right around noon now, and normally I would have oatmeal for lunch around like 11:30, but I wasn't really that hungry today, so I decided to have a breakfast bar instead. This is like 33 grams of carbs, 150 milligrams sodium, some iron, potassium, nothing too crazy, and then we're obviously trying to finish off the Powerade. I think this is probably as much as I'm going to drink, just because as it gets closer to 1 o'clock when I'm probably going to start warming up, I don't like having a ton of liquid in my stomach. Like the bouncing of liquid in your stomach during a workout is like one of the worst
feelings ever. So I try to reduce what I'm drinking until I start the workout, and then I'm drinking mainly carbs, so it's a little bit better. So we'll do that, and then after the workout, we'll obviously consume some more. But we're gonna make our carb mix drink for the afternoon next. So this is 2 scoops of SIS Go, which is 37 grams of carbs, and then 1 scoop of the feed carb mix, another 30 grams, 67 grams in total. It's a lot for this afternoon's workout because we're doing 25 reps of a minute. So it's gonna be probably a little hard to get all of this down, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, we just finished the workout. I only ended up getting through probably a little over half of my carbs, which isn't that surprising because again, we only did around 4 miles worth of work. So it'd be basically 10 grams of carbs per mile. Very similar to what I was trying to do this morning. Fortunately, because this tastes actually really good, the SIS Go raspberry is a great flavor. So now that I'm done with the workout, I'm just gonna finish this and then we'll go get a protein shake in. Protein shake number 2. And this one's nothing fancy, just 30 grams of protein. And while I sip on this, I think I'm gonna toss a pizza on. I'm really hungry. I didn't eat lunch today, obviously, just that breakfast bar. So I've worked up quite an appetite. I might eat the whole thing. We'll see. I'm not sure how hungry I am just yet, but I'll probably take like an hour to eat because I'll be slowly consuming. But it's really important, obviously, to be getting in a lot of food after the amount of mileage we did today. And, you know, I did consume a lot of liquid, like carbs and protein and whatnot. So that's a good thing because I haven't eaten a lot, not nearly enough to reintroduce all the things that I've burned off throughout the day in, you know, the form of food itself. But fortunately, liquid it's a little easier to get down, like I said. So this is obviously something to make sure is I'm supplementing in, but it shouldn't be my main focus. Food is obviously gonna be the best way to get all the essentials that I need to recover. Now, the last thing I'll be having this evening is 1 shot of Nomeo. Nomeo is really supposed to be used before hard workouts in addition to going to bed for recovery. Obviously, it's more so for difficult efforts, but the way I'm going to be using it tonight is solely for recovery, just because I like to take this before double threshold days if I know the double threshold is going to be very difficult. Today's double threshold wasn't super bad, so I wasn't too worried about it. But that being said, in the future, this is something that I'll definitely be taking before hard sessions. Today, though, only going to be using it for recovery purposes. Just a shot of like broccoli and lemon. It doesn't taste the greatest going down, but it's so much more manageable than like bicarb even. So that's always a plus. But yeah, that is everything I consumed today nutrition-wise. Obviously, the big things are always going to be that carb mix during the workouts. Stuff like having a granola bar right when I wake up, getting into the workout, making sure that I'm eating food that's going to sit well in my stomach, like an egg sandwich for lunch, sipping on Powerade to reintroduce electrolytes into the system after the first workout, and of course, protein shakes. We did 2 of them today. As a vegetarian, it's difficult to be getting in a ton of protein. Same thing with iron. I take an iron supplement. You know, I'm not talking about vitamins this video, of course, but vitamins are something I also take. And at the end of the day, I think there's always room for improvement. One of the things with dietary training, I guess you could say, is there's always ways to, you know, manage probably things better. You know, if I was in a different position where I could kind of get away with eating different things and my stomach wasn't super sensitive, I probably wouldn't eat exactly what I did for breakfast this morning going into the second workout. You know, in the future, maybe I'll try to clean up the diet and whatnot, but it's something, like I said, that can always be improved and worked on. But for this video, that's all I have. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop them in the comment section down below. my dog looks like she's about to pass out on me. So we're going to go to sleep. We hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Love all things. Peace out. Say goodbye. Bye. You're so funny.